준자킹. (1편에서는) 뭔가 이 도시에 어떻게 하다가 흘러 들어왔는데, 과거의 도시에, 이 도시에는 어떤 황금률이라는 법이 있는데, 그것을 제외하고는 모두 이제 모든 삶을 자유롭게 누려도 돼요. 근데 대신 그거를 어기게 되면은 모든 마을 사람이 이렇게 황금으로 변해서 죽게 된대요. 근데 그 황금률이 정확히 뭔지는 몰라. 그래서 근데 이제 뭐 포가튼시티라는 게임인데요. 원래 이 스카이림의 모드로 만들어진 게임인데 평이 되게 좋아서 이렇게 별도의 게임으로 발매가 됐대요. 그래서 이제 요 마을이 과거로 이렇게 무슨 포탈을 타고 왔는데, 과거로 2000년 전 정도고, 로마 시대. 근데 이 마을에는 되게 뭔가 좀 자유롭게 사람들이 살고, 뭐 피부색, 인종 이런 것도 관련 없이 자유롭게 사는 동네인데, 단 하나 그 황금률이라는 법만 어기지 않으면은 누가 행복하게 살 수 있다고 하는데, 황금률을 어기게 되면 마을 사람들 중에 단 한 명이라도, 이 도시 사람들 중에, 그럼 모두 이렇게 황금으로 변해서 죽게 된대요. 근데 이제 과거 어떤 이 통치자가, 지금 현재 통치자는 아니고, 뭐 추리 이런 거 같아요. 추리. 그래서 이 황금률을 누군가가 어겨서 모두가 파멸하게 되는데, 누가 황금률을 어길 것이냐, 그걸 미리 찾아서 미리 방지하자. 이게 그 목표예요. 그 플레이 타임은 한 8시간 정도라고 하는데, 저번에 아까 30분 정도 해가지고 이제부터 본격적으로 시작하게 되는 것 같더라고요. 아니, 뭐 아이템이 없대. 이 여자랑 대화를 해보라고 하더라고요.
Sorry, I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend.
방금 저기 여자가 죽은 거구나.
She was poisoned.
아이고.
She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the
황금률.
So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again.
이 마을 사람들도 뭔지 몰라요.
But you have to make it happen, because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that genetricum fututo and scratching his eyes out.
이 그 제네트리컴 퓨추터가 이 지금 센티우스라는 이 마을의 지도자가 황금률을 어길 것 같은 사람을 찾아달라고 하면서 저 제네트리컴 퓨투터라고 표현을 했어요. 근데 이제 황금률이 뭔지 이 사람들도 모르는 거야. 뭐 예를 들어 신에 대한 모독을 했는데도 죽지 않았어. 그리고 지금처럼 사람을 독살을 했는데도 뭐 천벌을 받지 않았어. 그렇다면 황금률이 무언가 이런 거죠. 오케이.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
그러니까 알아낼 게 이제 그것조차도 모르겠어요. 지금 알아낼 게 그러니까 황금률이 무언가 그리고 황금률을 대체 누가 어기고 있는가.
May Apollo keep you safe.
이 또 마을의 지도자 통치자는 지금 네 통치자인 요 세티우스였나? 세티우스를 또 센티우스 저 치안 판사라고 돼 있죠. 이걸 몰아내려는 또 이 다른 그러니까 지금 판사라서 거의 대장인데 또 몰아내려는 또 다른 또 세력들이 있대요. 저 말레올루스라는 사람이었던 것 같아. 그래서 이 마을 사람들, 이 도시 사람들 중에 누군가 알아내고 황금률은 또 무엇인가? 빵 조리법이 있네. 아주 평화로운 게임을 하게 되니까 기분이 좋네. 요 놈이 방금 전에
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. Alright. Well, you see, I'm in the business
그래서
of
글자가 너무
procuring
많아가지고
precious objects
힘들더라고요.
liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent
말이
price in
빨라,
Roman high
그리고.
society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber. No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
여기에 온 사람들은 또 이렇게 이 사람처럼 어떤 강에 이렇게 실려서 왔다고 하더라고요. 주인공도 마찬가지고. 정신 차려 보니까 이렇게 이 강 언저리에서 깨어난 거예요.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
1,000원은 너무 비싸다.
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coin... Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
뭐야?
Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
나이비야?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not? Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want?
뭐야?
Don't you dare.
저렇게 자꾸 돌려오더라고요.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Not going to happen. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but some people here are a little shaky. Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practical. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. Oh, well, technically yes. Thank you, friend. Very well. Another...
이제 이런 지금 선택하는 게 예를 들어 뭐라고? 선택하는 게 뭐야? 이제 나중에 이렇게 결정을 미친다고 하더라고요.
Salve.
그걸 훔치라고? 훔치긴 좀 그렇지 않나? 이 죄를 저지르고 싶지가 않은데.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
근데 나는 무기가 있어요. 왜냐면 스파이라는 설정이거든. 하이.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a
Virgil?
sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? I wish we could have met under better circumstances. Well, I'm an architect.
오,
Oh,
아키텍트.
at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop. But you probably don't want to hear about... Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines... But there's one thing that puzzles me.
그리스 양식?
I'm not sure. It could mean that they were who really built this place. And if only there was a way we could talk to the Gladly. Personally, they're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas. Hey, not so loud. Just talking. I'm not saying it's impossible. But you'd have to find a way inside. You mean the great temple, given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking... Unfortunately, you see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably you... And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the temple of Saturn in Rome. So we're all left wondering. Unless somebody...
저기로 들어가 봐야겠네.
You wouldn't believe how often the new one... There are much worse places to live out your days. But once you get used to the fear, knowing that... Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to expect a bit of... They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god. But, I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing... Which means one of two things. Either you don't know the bit, and I'm pretty sure. Good. Then I'll hope the first is to leave. The second...
위험한데?
Perhaps not. It's best if I say no more, but... Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my...
게이구나, 게이.
preference for male company. Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was me. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for... What was it?
아, 전
Nearly
게이
10 years?
존중합니다.
Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind
게이
of fear eats
건축가.
away at you slowly until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least I thought that was the case. It's not just Griff. The strange thing is, I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my... If I had to guess...
사교도?
Strange bunch. They insist there's only one God, and that he considers my
아,
nature as
기독교인가
sin.
보네요.
Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into
전
hiding.
몰랐는데
All I know is if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is
기독교
going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
예수님의 추종자들이 로마의 반을 불태웠다고 이렇게 하더라고요.
What? Really? I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out someone who lives or works in the fort, but if you find them, please don't come back and let me know. Any news about my secret admirer? Oh, that's all right. Well, Malleolus is talking about you. My vote isn't. Nice to talk to.
Wonder how much much one of these statues is worth on the outside. Ah, back again, I see. I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something.
게오르기우스
She was headed to the baths
파비아.
not long ago.
고맙다.
Certainly. Very well. Very well.
Greetings and salutations.
하이요.
Greetings. I'm Georgius.
It
gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. And I must say, my Chateau leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching. I have traveled distant trade routes, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite
아마
like
군복을 입었을 거예요.
I must. Then you are an explorer, like me. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now,
탐험가 빡빡이.
my story? How kind of you to ask.
탐험가 빡빡이 옷가게.
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I must remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
Don't you agree? 그래 뭐 옷가게.
Oh, and there is another. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at. I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best.
긍정적인 빡빡이네.
Anything you like. My story? How? A good question. A very good question.
잘 기억이 안 나나
I had
보네.
just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber.
다 이 타이베르 강 관련돼서 사람들이 사라졌네.
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra. In any case, it's I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered anything you. Shh. Have you not been told the? Oh, then I suppose. Aha, you are witty. Of course, the first question any of us are, and scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here, see, the shaft is quite high. But if they have, there was an attempt. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place. And so I say, it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
그런가 봐요. 사다리는 일단 안 된다. 탈출.
As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods. Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dragon. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth, so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew, the grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands, until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus. If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. Regrettably, I think for even if 99... Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves... but for all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues...
긍정적이네.
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But I do not enjoy the thought... Nothing...
다 말레 울루스 투표한다네.
I'm afraid I have no idea. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night.
파비아.
I hope that...
파비아는 근데 목욕탕에 갔다 그랬지.
Help! You have to do something.
뭔데?
A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his
Boogie?
face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
이 게임, 이 도시 규율이 이 마을에 들어오면서, 도시에 들어오면서, 무기들을 다 버리게 했다더라고요. 이거부터.
Are you serious? This... Are you going to...
알겠다.
Thank you. I have to hide.
도와주면 안 된다고?
Hear what? What? The shrine is collapsing.
오. 죽었어. 어이구.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl! I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that empty shrine, and the next moment she is lying dead under a pile of rubble. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I'm sorry, friend. It's not... I can't believe she... The gods...
이럴 수가. 오씨, 활이다, 활.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me, who are you? A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
암살자 치고는 굉장히 목소리가
Oh,
좋네.
don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quintius did, those days are numbered. You say that, but if you're not a cult, so you admit you're not.
얘도 아마 그 이제 현실이라기보단 뭐 원래 있던 세상에서 누군가 암살 명령을 받고 이렇게 왔는데 어쩌다가 티베르 강에 빠져서 일로 오게 된 게 아닐까 싶네요.
Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the world." A distinction. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot are practicing humans?
아니 씨.
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination.
아니 아니라고.
What baffles me is how a person. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process. All I know, all I care about, is that the Emperor... This is your last...
아니 씨. 모른다고.
Do you have any last words?
총을 꺼낸다. 아이 참아볼까? 안 되겠다. 한 번만.
And there's a simple explanation for that.
아니.
I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
뭐야 이게? 이게 뭐냐고? 도망쳐. 오. 오. 무슨 일이 벌어진 거야? 오. 황금률이 지금 위반된 것 같은데? 게임은 끝이 아니래요. 맞아요. 근데 지금 막 이렇게 안돼 안돼. 길을 알려줘. 어디야? 아파. 이런 식으로 왔어요. 여기 이 도시에. 와 씨. 다시 돌아왔구나.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like
이,
you've just taken on a
이 친구랑
gladiator
원래
and lost?
만났었거든요. 저는 춘자킹입니다.
I don't think so. I've never seen you
아,
before in my
이거
life.
루프물이네, 루프물.
I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in...
뭐야 이건? 오,
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake, and if it doesn't work, but don't worry. All right.
오, 밧줄 걸고 날아가는 거구나 이거. 어떻게 했어? 또로로로로로. 어유. 아무것도 훔치지 마라. 아무도 해치지 마라. 아무도. 지금 이 내비게이션 버튼을 눌러보니까 알아서 하라는데요? 누가 운동하고 있다. 얘가 그 병사거든요. 근데 얘도 무기가 없네. 오씨, 몸 봐봐.
isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day. The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me. Why? You want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunnus.
파추스 카누스 욕한 거 같은데 저거.
Too bad. He's busy. I'm glad you asked. See, left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be.
원하는 게 뭔데?
If you set one foot in that villa without
또
permission,
욕하네. 알겠어, 안 갈게. 어떻게 도와주겠다는 거야? 아까 그 친구가 아직 안 죽었나? 아직 안 죽었네?
What are you doing in here? Can't you see? She needs the resin. No. Well,
오케이, 빨리 내가 저걸 훔쳐보겠어. 운명을 바꿔보겠어. 몰래 훔쳤어. 오,
Many shall suffer
안
the
돼.
sins of the one.
아이씨, 이러면 또 안 되는 거였어? 아니, 사람 살리려고 그런 건데? 뭐야? 아, 여기 있네. 이 사람이 죽으면서 이렇게, 아우 씨, 어렵네. 아니, 그럼 죽게 둬야 된다고?
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
너가 아이템도 줬잖아. 지금은 없나? 로로로로로로. 아이쿠. 요 병사가
Name's Rufius. Better what?
누구지?
Meliodas. Not sure No. Can't talk long. Families from Seleucia on Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the
오,
legions.
영화배우처럼 생겼네.
The sixth. Because we're all same way. Magistrate me. If you none of your business. If we have
욕은 번역을 안 했나 보네.
what?
아니, 훔치면 안 된다고? 누가 이렇게 낙서했구나.
Help! You have to do something.
이번엔 널 살릴 수 있을까?
You have to do. Thank you. I have to. What?
와, 씨.
All right. Fine.
오케이. 빵집으로 가. 아, 거기 빵집 있었지. 이건 그럼 아예 안 무너지는 건가? 아이씨, 장난치나, 씨. 어휴, 저장 잘 해놔야겠네, 이거. 너 두고 보자.
Stop right there.
오, 이렇게 하면 되는구나.
Thank you for your service to the Empire.
잘 가라. 아디오스. 아디오스.
Curse you, cultist.
뭐야, 왜 안 죽어? 죽었다. 미안하다. 너가 잘못했어. 이걸 가져가가지고 화를 얘한테 또 주는 거예요.
You there. I'm sorry to trouble you. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it. And before you ask, no. But I'll...
관심 없어, 임마.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up? And here I was thinking I was the only... Supposedly, one or two of them... Now, of course, that is a travesty. I can't help but think of it with the ability to use your imagination, golden animals, and even if we were to... Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Excellent. So, now, I have a plan. No problem. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden... And it just so happens that there is a shrine... And would you like to guess? Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent... Oh, gods, no. No. Here's what I propose. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and... But make no mistake, this is a danger... Well, in my experience... Now... I'm more of an ideas man. Because the gods would... When Prometheus stole fire... So...
공포 요소?
Wonderful. Now, this is a... And here we are. Now, I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana. It's just at the end of the street on the left. Mate.
이 짓거리를 해도 되는 건가? 잠깐만, 그 전에 친구는 아직 안 죽었네. 내가 구해줬잖아.
Took care of him. An accident? I do have a question. I don't understand. Oh, I promise nobody else will ever... Oh, speaking of which, welcome. Oh, there's... I suppose it all started about 8 months. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I spent the next week in bed. In the end, but after about a day in a carriage on the Appian, I remember closing my eyes. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left. Anyway, I went searching for help. Terrible shame that the forums usually, to be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley. So I put my head out and saw. I called out to them. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch and the light. So I suppose it could only be one of 3 people: Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps. Oh, thanks. And I like your... And I'm sure he'd love... He'll be just across... What? Good people here. My friend Georgius, well, I'm just saying. All right.
빵 가져간다. 뭐가 많아졌네. 아, 그래도 총 안 쓰길 잘했다. 요게 목표예요, 요게. 타임 패러독스를 만들어서 여기서 탈출해야 돼. 그리고 주요 목표는 황금률을 깰 가능성이 가장 높은 사람을 간파한 뒤 센티우스에게 알려라. 뭐야? 이렇게 벌레들이 많아. 어떻게 바꿔치기? 벌인 것 같은데요, 벌? 바꿔치기 나도 하고 싶어. 잠겼어. 여기서 저 벌이 떨어지면 난 죽을 것 같은데. 아, 이걸 누르고 점프를 해서 바꿔야 돼. 아니네. 저기다가 한번 쏴볼까?
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide.
너 거짓말이지.
A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in. No, technically, I never said that. Oh, it's hardly my fault if you can't tell. Oh, I do. You're just gonna have to take the bow now. I would, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest. You know, some say it takes 27 hornets. Let's find out.
열어주세요. 둥지들? 오, 황금으로 변했어. 오. 오, 나 간다. 오, 이렇게 탈출하는 건가? 불이 신기하게 빛나네. 아, 처음에 좀 졸렸는데 흥미진진하지네요. 물풀 쏘거라? 아, 그럼 이게 황금이 돼서 걸어갈 수가 있나? 오, 이럴 수가. 아니, 근데 올라갈 수가. 점프를 잘해야 되는 건가, 여기서? 흐이짜! 뭐야. 이거 왜 움직이냐, 이렇게? 무섭게? 지금 알았네. 오이, 깜짝이야. 별로 못 나가고.
My beloved Galatine, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul.
맞아, 조각상이 계속 날 쳐다봐.
This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings.
진짜 그게 아니고.
broke.
오, 이게 진짜 사람들이 아직 갇혀 있는 거구나. 이걸 잡고 올라갈 수가 있나? 어이, 잡는 모션이 없네. 옛날 엔진이라. 안 돼. 엔진이 옛날 거라. 와, 탈출했다. 너 죽었다. 옛날 게임이라 이렇게 멈추기도 해요. 궁전에 와버렸네. 아니, 문이 잠겨있네. 화살이 왜 이렇게 많아? 어이, 막 쳐다봐. 오이씨. 오이씨. 다 여기 쳐다보고 있는 거 아니야? 어이, 무서워. 어이. 아, 이게, 뭐야. 뭐야, 이게. 왜 이래. 이게 뭐야. 아니, 이게 바이오 하자드를 하다가 하니까 이게 엄청 무섭지는 않은데 안 무섭지도 않다. 방금 이거 뭐야, 너무 징그러운데? 발차기해서 미안해. 또 있네? 아니, 무슨 일이야 이게? 신전에 무슨 일이 일어난 거야? 또 있네 저기. 왜 안도하는 것 같지? 그러네요. 이렇게 뭔가 뭘 쌓아서. 아니 대체 무슨 일이 일어난 거야? 얘는 왜 라라리움.
You're not supposed to be here.
왜? 오. 중간중간에 그런 것 같아요. 이쪽으로 가야 된다고? 탈출을 하려고 했던 것 같은데. 아이고 안타까워라. 아니 방금 그 여자는 누군데? 아씨 문 잠겨있어? 어이씨 어이없네 모션이. 왜 고통을 받고 있지? 땡큐? 무슨 일이 일어난 거야 대체? 저장하는 중. 여긴 그냥 아이템. 화살이 60발이나 됐어. 야야야야야 죽겠다. 헤드샷 하면 한 방이네. 하... 최대가 60발인가 보다. 아니 분명히 완력으로 헤쳐나가는 게임 아니라 그랬는데. 꺼져. 대체 무슨 일이 벌어진 건가? 별것도 아닌데 전투가 조금 좀 무섭네. 알겠어. 대체 뭐야? 어이 무섭다. 쳐다보지 마. 60발이 최고가 아니네. 망했네.
Make it stop. Make it stop. You help us. Make it stop. Kill me. Kill me.
몇 발을 쏜 거야, 씨. 화살을 많이 주는 이유가 있네. 약간 좀비 같은 느낌이네. 아이 또 쳐다볼 거지. 이젠 그건 익숙해졌어. 덜 무서워. 거짓말이야. 와, 씨. 사람을 묶은 다음에 이 고문을 했구나.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these
아니 고문이 아니지.
entombed in gold but kept alive somehow, trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small masses I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life.
이것도 씨
It was then
화살이
that I
박혀가지고
heard you
이렇게
whisper to
변했네.
me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
길이 없어? 아, 이거 근데 한번 이렇게 한 거는 해지도 못하네. 무기 발사 취소를 못하네. 어씨, 깜짝이야. 아씨, 깜짝 놀랐네. 아이, 너무하잖아. 어이, 깜짝 놀라게. 그만 쳐다봐라. 더 이상 쫄지 않아. 아이고, 이것도 실수했다. 그래도 총처럼 재장전할 필요가 없어서 좋네. 아니, 이 신전 파트 좀 짧게 해도 되는 거 아닌가? 너무 길게 가져가는데? 드디어 세 번째. 맞아요, 화살도 많은데.
My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh.
너무 징그러운데? 어우, 깜짝이야.
This golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin. So removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those
나
sharp
같아도
metal talons.
내 맨살을
This was my thanks for trying to
맨살
save her.
뜯어냈으면은
Whatever
바로
possessed Iodami to attack, she was
죽였다.
clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an
구해준 게
isolated wing
아니잖아.
of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this God-forsaken place.
빨리 여기만 끝나고 저장하고 싶은데. 저장하고 빨리 끝나고 싶은데. 신선한 사과. 으아. 아, 너무하네 진짜. 피자국은 뭐야 이거? 보스전 같은 건가? 엄청나네, 엄청나. 뒤를 보거라. 너무 무섭다. 미친 여자 아니야 이거?
And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
와, 이 전투 자세를.
And do you think I care about that? Liar! I locked and barred the gate, and now look at her. You made all I wanted was to spend my last moments with. But as soon as I began my work, what's so What do you mean this? Yeah, but now that I think about it, but if these bodies are mere conduits for that one. Wait! You're trying to steal her away from me.
미쳤구나.
Liar! Give me one good. What? Wait.
죽일까요? 와, 씨. 킹 받는데? 죽어.
You think you can bring me down with. What? Liar. Really? I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and
그런가
kill
봐요.
you and everyone else in this city. Understood?
사람 죽이는 것도 황금률인가 보네. 봤지?
You did it. You took away her. I swear I'll stay here to keep her company. But I fear the only one capable of
In any case, here's the key I promised you. It opens a chest.
열쇠가 이렇게 신기하게 생겼네.
Now, please leave. The door here leads. Go.
얘도 이 여자도 미친 여자였네. 간다. 옛날 엔진. 이거 왜 화살로 못 쏴? 그냥 이거 타고 가면 될 것 같은데 이건 쇼컷인가 보네. 그냥 떨어지면 아프니까 만들어 놓은 건가? 뜨거. 에이, 아까 타고 갈걸. 못 가네, 일로.
You again. No idea. Yeah? I mean, all these seem... I don't know. Don't tell me you're... 이 새끼 어딨어? 죽었어 진짜. 너 일로 와. 꺼져.
Hello there, partner. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright, you know, like two. But when I opened it, partner. Yeah, well, don't even talk to me.
죽여버릴 거야. 빈민가? 못 가? 왜 못 가? 갈 수 있는 길이 아닌가 보네. 아니, 일로 왜 못 가냐고. 못 가면 이런 데 떨어져 죽진 않겠지, 씨.
Go
아니,
and never return.
아니, 저런 길은 막아놓고. 길은 막아놓고, 씨. 떨어져 죽는 걸 방지를 안 해? 가다. 아이고, 아이고. 그럼 어디로 가야 돼? 아이고, 뭐 마을 지도가 있는 것도 아니고. 이걸 받았으니까 아폴로의 성소에 한번 가봐야겠다. 아, 자동 저장이 돼가지고.
Wonder how much one of these statues. Oh, you see, but when I open, partner, I swear. Fine, fine.
너는 두고 보자. 한번 봐줬다 이제.
Very well.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad.
둘리?
Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
왜 이런 소리를 해? 둘리?
My name's Dooley. I don't know. Yes. They said I did it. Well, yes. They said I...
둘리가 약간 정신적으로 모자란 친구구나.
What does it say? My friend Hannibal used to look up. He said, if anything ever happened, he gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe. All I remember is now nobody looks after me. Hannibal... Galerius already tried. What about the rule? Like, if you help make him magistrate, Hannibal said it was in the system. Bye-bye.
뭐 갈레리우스 갑자기 어디 갔어? 그렇다면 아니 열쇠를 줘 친구 둘리야.
Hello? Hello? My friend Hannibal used to look after. He said he gave me all I remember. Now nobody look. Hannibal. You're mean.
야, 씨, 대화 끝났어? 큰일 났다.
Go, and never
아이씨,
return.
다시 일로 왔네. 호잇.
Up your seat, but
한 번만 봐줄게.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
여기까지 할게요.
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't
수고하셨습니다.
think so, my friend. It's election
재밌네,
day
이거.
today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be